How would you react if you possessed mystical ability that would allow you to win every contest that you took part in? This is the story of Helen Hadel. She got the title of contest queen as she won more than 5,000 contests in her lifetime. That's crazy, right? It shocked me when I got to know that she won every contest that she entered. You might be wondering, was she God-gifted or did she have access to some supernatural powers? Well, you will be shocked when you find out that she was just an ordinary woman, a homemaker, and the mom of 3 children with no formal education. But how did she manage to win so many competitions? And that too in just 62 years. What did she know that you don't know yet? What if I told you that she used a very practical method that even a 10-year-old could master? This method is so simple, and it goes along with the teachings of Neville Goddard, who is considered as the father of manifestation. It all started when she read about a contest sponsored by Coca-Cola. She entered this contest and won an outboard motor for the very first time. Next, she won a bicycle for her daughter. Then she won a trip to Europe, and from then on, she kept on winning. She even won a trip to Disneyland because her children wanted to go there. She did all of this by using a method that she called Spec. Spec stands for selected, projected, expected, and collected. The first step is about selecting what you want. It is about your materialistic desire or goal. You have to select a goal that you want to achieve. Let's say your goal is to have a car. Now select a car and become specific about it. Let's say you chose a silver-colored Mercedes-Benz. Now, the next step is to project it. Projecting it simply means viewing it as already accomplished. In simpler terms, imagine that you already have that silver-colored Mercedes-Benz. Now, you don't have to imagine going to a showroom, making a purchase, or getting a loan and waiting for delivery. You have to go to the end, where you already own that car and are driving it or sitting in it. You can even imagine smelling the fresh interior of the car. You can hear people congratulating you on your new car. You can imagine holding the steering wheel of the car and feeling its surface. The projecting step is the most important step because you have to immerse yourself in the experience of already having the goal that you want to achieve. If you are someone who has been watching my videos for a long time, then you can relate this step to Neville Goddard's teaching. Neville told us to imagine the state of the wish fulfilled. In his SATs technique, he asked his audience to create a short imaginary scene in their minds where they had already achieved what they wanted. He asked us to enact this scene while falling asleep and do it for a couple of days. This project is the same as Neville Goddard's teachings. Then the third step is to expect it. As the name suggests, you have to expect it to happen. This is where many people go wrong. After imagining the scene, they make statements like, "Oh, it is just an imagination. It is not going to happen. If it would have been this easy, then why not everyone be rich? I am not going to get it. I am not that lucky. The goal is too big for me. It will take lots of years for me to achieve this." This is what happens. People start thinking negatively about their desires. Instead of expecting that it is soon going to happen, they think in a negative manner. This is where things go wrong. It is like planting a seed in the soil and then removing it the next moment. The seed will not become a plant if you don't let it grow and if you don't take care of it. You have to take care of it by giving it water and expecting it to grow. So, don't adopt a negative mindset around your desire. Think positively about it. This is where Neville Goddard's thinking from the end philosophy works beautifully. Just think of the end state of already having your desire. Like, what would your thought process be if you already had your desires? In our case, when you already have the silver Mercedes-Benz, what would you be thinking? Would you be thinking that I wouldn't be able to get it? Or would you be like, I love my car. Everyone adores my car. People turn their heads when I drive it in my neighborhood. The engine is so smooth, and it is so much better than my previous car. It is about filling your mind with positive ideas. The last step in her method is collected. As the name suggests, it is time to collect what you have wished for. If you know anything about the law of attraction, then you have definitely heard the 3 steps: ask, believe, and receive. The last step of receiving in the law of attraction is similar to the collected step in the Spec method of Helen. Helen even believed that if she was convinced that if enough positive mental energy is sent out by her, then the things that she desires will manifest in her physical reality. Helen got what she wanted by just imagining scenarios where she experienced what she desired. Her imagination convinced her that the goal she desired was possible. I personally believe that once you have a desire, and you start finding the reasons for its possibility, the chances of manifesting this desire grow significantly. When I observe the people around me, and even when I observe my past, I find something interesting that you should listen to very carefully. While observing, I got to know the people who had a goal in mind. Let's say it was to get into a certain body shape. Just for example, let's make Diana a lady who has had bad eating habits since her childhood. She indulges herself in eating lots of sweets, and now she has accumulated a higher fat percentage on her body. Now, getting into a leaner body frame is what she desires. Now, if she believes in the possibility that she can get leaner, the goal of getting into that shape becomes easy for her. But if she bombards herself with the idea that it is difficult for me to get into that shape and I cannot do it, then this goal becomes unattainable. The manifestation of the desire, or the manifestation of the goal, only happens when you saturate your mind with the idea of its happening. When you saturate your mind with the possibility that it can happen, then it happens, and that too in an effortless manner. If Diana imagined herself looking into a mirror with her desired physique every day for a few minutes, she would imagine herself looking so attractive that every single man turns their head when she is at the party. Then, the chances of getting into that desired body shape are extremely high. Now, some of you will say that she has to work out and control her diet. Then what is the use of manifestation in that? Well, let me complete it. Some of you might be aware of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Well, Joe Dispenza had this severe cycling accident in which his spine was severely injured. After that accident, he used his knowledge of neuroscience and the power of the mind to heal himself without surgery. This experience led him to study and teach how meditation and mental practices can transform lives. Joe Dispenza is living proof of how the mind can influence our bodies. So, when Diana imagines herself in that bikini body, then her body is responding to her imagined scene. Her body is following her mind's visual scene. Many things can happen at this point. Maybe her metabolism gets faster. Maybe her cravings for sugar will reduce. Maybe some rare things start happening to her body and she starts losing weight. Also, some external circumstances start working in her favor when she finds the right people who help her in her journey. Maybe she finds an activity that doesn't seem like a chore and she enjoys doing it, and as a result, her weight starts dropping. So, my point is, we don't know what is happening in the backdrop. As we start imagining, the universal forces start acting in our favor, and these universal forces are bringing our desires to us. We just don't know how it is going to happen, but it is happening somehow. Only when it fully happens or manifests in our reality can we join the dots and see what events occurred that made it possible for us. Therefore, I suggest everyone stop looking for signs and movements because movements are always happening. Everything is changing every moment. Reality is shifting every moment. The only thing that you have to do is imagine yourself already having what you want, and you have to do it as often as possible. It is like wearing new glasses and looking at the world through these new glasses. As you do it more and more, you are convincing yourself that it is possible for you. Then, one day, out of nowhere, it happens, and you are shocked. You have goosebumps. You are amazed as you realize that you made it happen. No one is going to believe you. They will point out the incidents that took place that made your desire a present fact. They will give credit to those incidents, but not you. That's why you should stop sharing your desires with others. It is about you. Manifestation is about you. Life is about you. Even the platform on which you are watching this video right now is YouTube. The tube in it refers to television, and you refers to you. It is your television, showing you content that is relatable to you. If Helen can win 5,000 contests, then you can do it too. Now, you have the desired knowledge to make it possible. You know how she did it, and you know how you can do it too. I personally believe that guided meditations and affirmation tapes help tremendously when manifesting desires. Therefore, I have created an affirmation tape that you can listen to while relaxing yourself. Listening to affirmation tape is one of the easiest ways to change your assumptions, and once your assumptions change, you manifest what you desire. Just click on the first video that appears at the end of the screen.